Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I want to share two watches I recently received. These were not new, they're used watches, and I didn't get them from eBay or Facebook Marketplace. I found these watches on auction at Goodwill.com. Goodwill is a thrift store. ShopGoodwill.com is the first e-commerce auction site that's created, owned, and operated by a nonprofit organization. Through donations, more than 130 Goodwill organizations from around the country and Canada list and auction unique items on the site, including art, antiques, collectibles, apparel, jewelry, electronics, and of course, watches. Revenue from these auction sales support the Goodwill mission to help people overcome challenges in building skills, finding jobs, and growing their careers through power of work. Purchases on ShopGoodwill.com help directly fund an array of life-changing programs and services for people with disabilities and other barriers, including job placement programs, vocational training, educational advancement, financial literacy, self-advocacy, and more. When you shop with Goodwill, your purchases can change lives. When it comes to watches, I've seen everything from Invictas to vintage Seikos, and I've even seen a Tudor. And while it feels good to know that your purchase is going to a great cause, it is also important to note some potential challenges you might come across, but more on that later. So what did I get? Well, the first watch I won is this Vostok Amphibia, specifically the Steve Zissou. I'll be the first to admit I don't know a lot about Vostok. I knew they were affordable Russian dive watches, they were quirky, and they have a loyal following. You can find these new on Amazon from $140 to $170. I paid $78 and tell me that this watch doesn't look new. I received this watch with the original rubber strap, but I thought it would look better and more fitting on this NATO strap. And this is the rubber strap that it came with. First, let's go over the specs. It's a 40mm case, 43.5mm out to the unguarded crown. It's a narrow 18mm lug width for a 40mm case, 45mm lug to lug, and it's 14.5mm thick thanks to that thick, double-domed acrylic glass. It's got pretty good lume, but those dots are tiny, so it doesn't really last long. You can see it's already beginning to dim, and it's only been a few seconds. I don't know what kind of steel this watch is made from, but it's good for 200 meters, and it houses an in-house Russian movement. The weight of this watch is 74 grams on this NATO strap, and just 71 grams on the supplied rubber. As for quirky, really look no further than this crown. When you unscrew the crown, it detaches. You would think that you actually broke it. There is no hacking or a quick set date, or at least not the kind we're most familiar with. To advance the date, you can turn the crown a full 24 hours clockwise, and you'll see the date click ahead, or you can turn the crown clockwise till the date jumps ahead, as you saw there. Continue to advance it till about 3 o'clock, then turn it counterclockwise till about 8 o'clock, and you'll see that date wheel start to go backwards. It'll set back again, and then as you advance it again, you'll see that it will jump ahead once again. The bezel is a friction bezel, so it will stay put, but there are no clicks, and it's also not numbered. Don't hear a thing. It's just got the red and blue dots every 5 minutes. The case back is a two-piece case back. Think of it like a mason jar lid. You have the case back that's similar to the flat disc in a mason jar, and then you have the outer ring that compresses and seals the watch. So in theory, as this watch compresses under pressure, it seals better. Beyond the press channel ran this 200-meter watch up to 800 meters before it stopped running. Then at 1500 meters, the acrylic cracked. So it's a tough watch, no doubt. Now I could see why this watch has a loyal cult following. It's weird, and that's really what makes this watch awesome. It's unapologetic. The dial is printed with just a few applied indices to it, and the thing still looks great. It's affordable, it's fun, and it's functional, just like a Casio is affordable, fun, and functional. And to own this Vostok Steve Zissou edition for just $78, it's even better. The next watch I was lucky enough to win is this from Aragon, the D45 T-100. Currently there's only one colorway available on Aragon's website. It's the white mother of pearl dial that's currently selling for $350. I won this blue-gray MOP dial version for $101. The specs on this watch, It's a 45mm case, 48.5mm to the guarded crown, 22mm lugs with no taper whatsoever to the bracelet, a 53mm lug to lug, and its 15.75mm stick to the top of that flat sapphire crystal. This all 316L stainless steel watch weighs in at 224 grams. Underneath all that steel pumps an NH35 automatic movement. Water resistance is the same as the Vostok to 200 meters. This is a big, chunky, and heavy watch, but that doesn't translate to better water resistance. And while I'm not personally a fan of mother of pearl, this dial can change my mind because this dial is alive. Just move it a fraction and you see a different watch. But this watch's real superpower is what you see when the lights go out. 31 green tritium tubes in total, and also a lumed crown. This watch is not going to need a UV light to charge, and this will glow continuously for decades to come. The way the numbers are segmented on this watch really give it a nice 70s, almost retro vibe to it. And this watch, just like the Vostok, is flawless. You look through the whole watch, it's perfect. Even the signed clasp has no scratches to it. It was a little dirty when I got it, but I put it in an ultrasonic bath and it's as good as new. You have a 3-link bracelet with solid links and the traditional signed Aragon diver's clasp. It's even still got one of the stickers attached to it. Now this watch, in my opinion, is a 3-run home run, but it is not a grand slam. I mentioned earlier there could be some potential challenges. One challenge is often these watches are sold as is. This watch didn't come with a box or papers, neither did the Vostok, and I don't really care about any of that anyway when buying a watch of this level. However, the Aragon also didn't come with all the links. On my 7.5-inch wrist, it is a little snug. In my case, I could easily get extra links from Aragon. But what if this is a model that's long been discontinued? Unfortunately, Goodwill isn't also the greatest when it comes to their descriptions. The information provided could be limited. There could be a watch and the description merely says not running. They're a not-for-profit thrift store, not Chrono24. It's really up to you to determine if you want the watch and, based on the limited information, how much you're willing to pay. There is a way to contact the seller and perhaps they can help answer your questions. Finally, I'll end with this reminder. This is an old school auction, the way eBay once was. Maybe you remember those wild times? It's not like today where just about everything is buy it now. And like the old days, the last few minutes of the auction could be a bidding frenzy. So know your limit and don't get caught up in the action. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll continue to post more watch content like this. And drop me a comment letting me know if you've bought a watch from Goodwill. Also, let me know if I happen to outbid you on these watches. A few weeks ago, I was eyeing a watch from Nubio. I thought I was going to score the watch for a good price. The last 3 minutes were insane and the final price jumped $100. The next day, I'm in a Facebook group for Nubio enthusiasts and someone posts, "I won this watch on an online auction." I commented, "Yeah, I know, you outbid me, congrats." As always, thanks for watching.